Welcome to JPTV. We're your anchors. I'm Elizabeth Head.
And I'm Tori Johnston.
On today's show, we will be covering Alabama's national championship win, our unexpected snow day, Olivia Rodrigo's new hit, Driver's License, and much more. As we all know, college is approaching quickly for our seniors, but it's also time to start preparing our juniors for this new season of life as well. Today, we will begin our show with Josh Oden interviewing Hunter Upchurch about college kickoff. Here's Josh with the story.
Why does Jackson Prep do college kickoff?
So the college process kickoff is really our opportunity to gather with all the members of the class of, in this case, 2022, both the students and their parents, so that we can talk about every aspect of the college planning and search process in big picture detail. So what are the major milestones in this timeline over the next year and a half? How do you go about building a college list? What are good practices when you visit a college campus? All of these things and more, we just feel like we need everyone together to say at one time so that the class of 2022 gets off to the best, possible start in the process.
Who's all involved with this?
So the primary leaders are Ms. Malika Lindsay, who's the Director of College Counseling, and myself, who handle the college process kickoff. And we are, for each class, the major school support personnel, I guess you could say, for a student's college search and application process. Lots of people are involved, classroom teachers, the other counselors, the senior high counselors, Mr. Ozier and Miss Rose. We are the people who are going to be primarily working with students and with families as they kind of embark on this next big adventure.
And what kind of info could the juniors learn from this?
That's a great question. So we'll talk about everything from how do you start to search for scholarships in this process to, how do you conduct yourself during a virtual interview with a college admissions representative? What are good questions to ask when you and your family are kind of sitting around the dinner table and thinking about, do I want to stay in state? Do I want to go out of state? What about a private university versus a public university? All of those things we hope to equip our families to have really good, knowledgeable conversations about.
As many of you may have heard, Prep's annual Show Choir Masters Showcase is scheduled for next weekend. However, things may look a little bit different this year. Here's Hayden with the story.
Prep's show choirs have faced many challenges this year. I spoke with Senior Broadley Stafford about some of the changes they've had to make, one of which includes the creation of a new junior high group.
Right now, Fusion is the all-girls group, Glitz. We didn't really have enough guys to make a full junior high show choir, and so we've lumped them in with the senior high, and the girls group gets to do their own thing.
Mr. Sweat is the new choral director at Prep. He has been working to keep the students safe by socially distancing rehearsals in Fort and Perry Theater. Unfortunately, he cannot be on campus at the moment.
So our director isn't here right now. He was exposed to someone with coronavirus a few days ago, and he should be back today, hopefully, if he tests negative. And we'll be able to carry on getting ready for the upcoming competitions and everything. Lauren and I are getting to work as dance captains and run classes and practices.
Prep will be hosting its 8th annual Show Choir Masters competition on Saturday, January 23rd, while several choirs will come to compete. However, Prep's choirs will only be showing part of their performance as they will not be competing themselves.
As we all know, COVID-19 has been an issue in our world for many months. However, many people are hoping for a decline in numbers due to the availability of the vaccine for certain people. According to the CDC website, there are 2 vaccines authorized currently, the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine, but there are others in phase 3 of clinical trials. 3 main types of vaccines that are going through clinical trials include messenger RNA vaccines, protein subunit vaccines, and vector vaccines. None of these vaccines will give you the virus, but instead they'll prompt your body to recognize and protect you from the virus. Most of these vaccines use 2 shots. The first one starts the protection process, and the second one gives you the most amount of protection from the virus. The first doses of the COVID-19 vaccines are still given to healthcare workers and residents of long-term care facilities. Next in line are frontline workers, then people ages 75 and older. Following them are people aged 65 to 74, then people aged 16 to 64 with underlying medical conditions. Finally, the next doses will be distributed to other essential workers. As the availability of these vaccines increase, more people will be able to get them. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, also known as the CDC, has guidelines and much more information on their website if you have questions or concerns.
Even though the world has been quite crazy with coronavirus for the past few months with the coronavirus pandemic, we have seen some incredible new music drop from well-known artists in the industry. First, we have Morgan Wallen. Unless you're living under a rock, Morgan Wallen is the thing on everyone's mind right now. After being on his hot seat for his partying in Tuscaloosa with college students, he released a new album called Dangerous with a whopping 30 songs. It seems as though most people don't care too much about his recent non-COVID friendly partying because this new album is shattering the music industry. Dangerous broke the record for the best single week in country music in just 2 days and holds 5 of the top 10 songs on Apple Music right now. On Spotify, it broke the all-time first-day stream record for all genres. He also had over 100 million streams on on-demand music. With these outstanding numbers, he has well surpassed Luke Combs' records on Spotify and Apple Music and also beat Harry Styles' first-week stream record. He was not planning on releasing this album this early, but after Walmart started leaking his songs out of the public, Wallen went on TikTok and decided that he wasn't going to let someone like Walmart be the one to release his new songs that he had been working on for 3 years. He leaked 5 songs on TikTok before releasing the full album. Morgan Wallen is becoming the #1 face of country music, and who knows what he will do next. Elizabeth?
Our next big hit was released by High School the Musical, the series star Olivia Rodrigo this past weekend. Her new single, Driver's License, is a hit across the country. The song was believed to be inspired by a love triangle between her and co-star Joshua Bassett and Sabrina Carpenter. The three are said to be entangled in a real-life love triangle. They star in the Disney Channel show High School Musical, the Musical, the series, where they love interest, which makes things even more complicated. It is believed that Olivia is upset about his decision to date Sabrina Carpenter over her. Joshua Bassett claims he wasn't in a relationship with Olivia Rodrigo. He was going to wait until she became of age, but he ended up falling in love with Sabrina. This whole debacle is blowing up on TikTok, and that is what some creators have said about it.
Discover your voice.
Discover your creativity.
Discover your opportunity.
And your dream.
Discover your vision.
Your vibe.
Your passion. And your moment to shine.
Join Applause this school year as the Fine Arts program at Jackson Prep leaves a lifelong impression on students' hearts and minds. We would love to grow this legacy with your support and dedication. Join Applause today.
Hey Prep family, my name is Will Crosby and I'm the athletic director here at Jackson Prep. We're so grateful to have the Booster Club here at Prep. They've done so much for us over the years, from updating our facilities to providing top-of-the-line equipment necessary to compete at the highest level. The help from our Booster Club to our teams and our spirit groups, including band, pacers, and cheerleaders, has been overwhelming. More information on joining the Booster Club, you can visit the Jackson Prep homepage, and under the Athletics tab, you'll find the Booster Club link. We're grateful for your support.
And welcome back to Pete's Points for this week. Thursday night was the first night of hockey of the 2021 NHL season. The Flyers beat the Pens 6-3, and the Maple Leafs barely pulled off a win in overtime against the Canadiens. The Blackhawks suffered a devastating loss against the Lightning 1-3, and the Canucks beat the Oilers 3-5. The Blues swept the Avalanche 1-4. And in more specific hockey news, the King, Henrik Lundqvist, was bought out of his 2 years with the New York Rangers, his last 2 years with the New York Rangers, after playing his entire professional career with the team. Unfortunately, the 38-year-old goalie was diagnosed with a rare heart condition and recently underwent a 5-hour cardiac surgery. He is said to be recovering well, and thankfully, and he's expected to retire within the next year or two. However, there are talks of him returning within the next 3 years, but who knows. And last, Russ Robinson of Easy 87.7 The Bridge called his 5,000th game of his sportscasting career at Jackson Prep girls varsity basketball game against Hartfield Academy. Mr. Robinson has called many games over his 20 years in the business, with over 1,900 of them as the voice of Jackson Prep. Russ Robinson had this to say.
You know, Alex, let me just say it's a privilege and an honor to be voice of the Jackson Prep Patriots. Thank you for allowing me to be your voice. Thank you very much.
And we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Have you ever wondered where Prep Patriots get their gear? Well, we have the solution, the Prep Patriot Shop. There are many options ranging from t-shirts, sweatshirts, socks, and even fun accessories. They also have hand sanitizer and face masks to keep everyone safe from COVID. The Prep Patriot Shop, open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and on Fridays at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and at home football game nights at 5:30 to 7. Hope to see you soon, and go Prep!
The Prep basketball team will host Madison Ridgeland Academy Friday night at home. The MRA boys team is the #1 seed in the MAIS, so it is expected to be a big game. Prep boys team is 8-7, suffering their first conference loss against Park Lane Tuesday night. The girls are dominating their field with a score of 16-2, winning their second conference game against Park Lane Tuesday night. The boys soccer team won against St. Andrews Tuesday night with a score of 1-0 and will play Jackson Academy tonight at home. Track season is gearing up and they are starting practice this week. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
On Monday night, Alabama played Ohio State at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami for the final game of the season, the national championship. To start off the night, Alabama won the coin toss and elected to defer to the second half. The first big news of the night occurred on the first offensive play of the game for Ohio State. Their running back unfortunately left the game after his first carry with a shoulder injury. Bama scored quickly on their first possession, and then Ohio State followed suit. At the end of the first quarter, the game was tied 7-7. After a good fight at halftime, Bama led 35-17. By the end of the second quarter, Devontae Smith had more yards by himself than the entire Ohio State offense. Alabama got the ball in the first of the second half, and Ohio State held them to a field goal. Ohio State drove down the field in only 1 minute and scored with a pass from Fields to Olave. With a strong defensive hold on the fourth down play, Bama held off Ohio State to get the ball back. At the end of the third quarter, Bama's lead was back up to 21, with the score being 45-24. To start the fourth quarter, Najee Harris walks into the end zone to score his third touchdown of the night to increase Bama's lead to 28. Ohio State did all they could to cut Alabama's lead, but it was all Alabama in the fourth quarter. 52-24 was the final score. This is Alabama's 18th national championship title. The offensive player of the game was Devontae Smith, and the defensive player of the game was Christian Barmore. Coach Saban won his 7th national championship on Monday, surpassing Coach Bear Bryant as the coach that has won the most national championships in college football history.
Tori, did you build a snowman this week?
You betcha I did. This week's snow day was so much fun.
It sure was. This past Monday, in the early hours of the morning, the Jackson metro area received over 2 inches of snow. This snow resulted in many of the schools in the area to close down due to not wanting their students to drive on the road and just to have a fun day off. Jackson Prep was also one of those schools who decided to shut down. One of our reporters, Rosie Ruffin, went around and asked students how they spent their snow day.
What did you do on your snow day?
Oh, my snow day, I just kind of like woke up, made some snowballs. I got hit with one, and then I realized like it's just not fun, so I just went back inside.
What did you do on your snow day?
I made a snowman with my sister.
What did you do on your snow day?
I rode around on the four-wheeler and did donuts.
What did you do on your snow day?
Miss McCowan and her husband and her toddler Joshua came over, and we built a snowman and I taught him how to sled.
What did you do on your snow day?
I made snowmen with my family and snow angels.
What did you do on your snow day?
I built a big snowman and had a snowball fight.
What did you do on your snow day?
Well, I made myself a delicious cup of hot cocoa with marshmallows and curled up next to one of my favorite books, Lord of the Flies.
Thank you, Rosie. Here's Matt Jones with his segment for this week, On the Street.
All right, so I'm Matt Jones, and I'm here with Mason Kimball. And so, Mason, I'm here to ask you a really dumb question of the week. All right. All right, so say silk 3 times. Silk, silk, silk. Okay, Mason, so what does cows drink? Milk. You got me. All right, another question, Mason. You ready? Yes. How long did it take to make Moses' ark? 100 years. Moses' ark? Yeah. Oh, got him again. All right, I'm about to test your knowledge. You ready? Your history knowledge. I'm a history guy. You are? All right. Who was the president in 1995? Bill Clinton. You got it right. All right, so I'm here with
Landon Booker.
And what grade are you in?
7th.
All right, so I'm here to ask you really dumb questions of the week. So can you say silk 3 times?
Silk, silk, silk.
All right, Landon, so what does cows drink?
Milk, milk, milk.
No, it's water, it's water. All right, Landon. How long did it take to make Moses' ark?
31 days.
31 days. That's a good answer, but it's Noah's ark, remember? Not Moses. All right, last question I got you. Are you good at history?
No.
You're not. So I'm going to ask you anyway. Who was the president in 1995?
George Bush.
Good answer. I was thinking that too, but sadly, it is Bill Clinton. Thank you for your time, Landon.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching JPTV. I'm Tori Johnston.
I'm Elizabeth Head.
And I'm Mara Liston.
And we'll catch you next time.